part 1 of this story is like complete, because part 1 obviously is, what's it called? Part 1 was the whole city thing that happened. And now this is part 2. And this is where the night gets even more hectic. You thought that was crazy. Oh no. Oh no. So basically, we're at Sam's house, we're eating our donuts, we're having a good time, and then we're like, hey, why don't we go to Quick Check and get coffee and stuff like that? So, you know, So basically, Sam goes to her dad and she's like, oh, we're gonna like go out or whatever for like some fresh air and stuff. And he was like, okay, whatever, chill. Keep in mind, Quick Check is literally like next to this girl's house. Like it is next to Sam's house. So basically we get out of the house or whatever, we walk to Quick Check, we're inside, we're getting our coffee, and it was actually very funny because we're getting our coffee and I am in the condom aisle, like where they have condoms. Trust me, I was not getting those condoms for what you're thinking of, you little nasties. Actually, the condom challenge was like very popular at the time, and we're like, hey, what if we do that? And I'm like, hey, I'll buy them if you guys want, because, you know, it's whatever and stuff like that. Like, I don't really care if I buy condoms for us, because it's like, whatever. So basically, I'm like, you know, I don't care if we buy the condoms, you know, should we do it and stuff like that? And then all of a sudden, Sam is just like she's freaking out, and like there's somebody screaming at her on the phone, and she like, hey guys, we gotta dip. So basically we pay for our coffee quickly, and we're like walking out, and she's like, oh, my dad was like freaking out on me, like looking for us and everything like that, and like flipping out. And we didn't think much of it at first. We're like, okay, we just like gotta get back to our house or whatever. So, you know, we get our coffee and we start walking or whatever, and then so we're walking back to our house or whatever. And then in the middle of the road, we see her dad's car. She is like, oh my gosh, that is my dad's car. Like, that is literally my father's car. And so we start panicking. Like, her dad literally got in the car to come and look for us. So we are like, oh my gosh. So we dipped. We literally ran so fast back to her house. We are like, who, like friggin' Speedy Gonzalez, running fast, probably like spilling the coffee like white girls, like, oh my god, and stuff like that. Like, we ran fast. And we literally just like run in her house. We break open the door. We run up the steps. We get in her room. We hide the coffee. And then we put pajamas back on and then shut the lights like it was nothing. And then her dad walks back in the house and he's like, Sam, or whatever. And then Sam's like, oh god. Sam goes downstairs and her dad is freaking out on her. He's literally like, I thought you guys were told me going for a walk. You had me scared shitless. And like, he was like freaking out and everything like that, because I guess he thought that we were just like going for a walk. We were staying outside the house, and really we were going to Quick Check. Keep in mind, her parents are like pretty strict. So like, this was like a big deal. Like, if it was my parents like really wouldn't care. Like, we could be gone at Quick Check for like 2 hours at like 3 a.m. and they would be like, ah, they're fine. But her parents, on the other hand, are a little more strict, which is not a bad thing, of course. But you know, it's just like kind of adds into the story, because you know, different parents react different ways. In this case, her dad was like freaking out or whatever. And then once he's done freaking out on her, he comes into the room and it's me and Jess and Kat. And not Sam. So Sam's just like standing in the hallway, and then her dad comes in the room and he is just like, that was so dangerous. You know, that the part that you walked through to get to Quick Check, there are like druggies there and stuff like that. That's where people smoke weed. The cops could have got you guys. And he was just like freaking out. You could tell that like her dad was like a little paranoid, because like it was like later or whatever, and it was like, I don't know, like he was like a little freaked out that I guess that we kind of pulled that on him, but it wasn't like, I don't know, to me it really wasn't a big deal. I guess we should have told her dad like, oh, we're going to Quick Check or whatever, but you know, the Quick Check was literally like right near her house, so like, and we didn't think it was much of a big deal. So basically he was like, oh, would your parents have let you do that? I bet they'd be freaking out the same as us. And basically we're just sitting there, me, Kat, and Jess or whatever. We're just like sitting there, and we're like, yeah, like our parents would have like freaked out on us. I guess it was like bad and everything like that, blah, blah, blah. We're like saying that to him, but meanwhile, we all knew that we didn't mean it. Like when he left the room, we were like, our parents really wouldn't have cared. Like it wouldn't have been a big deal with them, but you know, like I said, parents react different ways, so yeah. So basically, whatever, he leaves the room and Sam comes back in, and we're all kind of just hanging out like, okay. Like we had no idea what to do now. We're kind of just like sitting here like, great. So then we had to like keep like sipping our coffee just like low key because like, you know, we didn't want like her dad, like he's already pissed as it is as like, you know, because we went to Quick Check. So we didn't want him like being like, oh, and you guys went to get coffee, like you could have made that in the house or something like that. We didn't want him like doing that. So we're just kind of like, you know, like sip, put behind the bed again, sip, put behind the vanity, sip, put under the covers, you know, just like kind of like disguising them. That was that for that night. We had to kind of like lower our voices for the night. Like we were talking very low. It was kind of just like a very awkward and like, it was just, yeah, it was an awkward night. But what sucked even more is that the day after that, literally the day after, it was supposed to be me, Sam, Kat, and Jess, and we were all going to like go out with like a bunch of our other friends and stuff like that. And because that happened, Sam's dad decided at like 9 a.m. in the morning that he wanted to drive me, Kat, and Jess all back to my house, and we all had to basically camp out at my house in the morning, and he wouldn't let Sam come with us because of that. So that next day we were like, well, this is crappy because, you know, it's all of us, and we felt so bad because we're like, you know, Sam is like one of our best friends, she should be coming with us, and it was just like, you know, like we were very upset. But you know, we get back to my house or whatever, you know, me, Kat, and Jess, and we're talking to my mom about it. My mom's like, that's like a little weird. Yeah, and then it kind of just ended there, and we kind of just like went out for the day with our friends or whatever. And then actually at nighttime we wanted to go bowling, and we literally like begged her dad to like let Sam come with us. So he was like, all right, fine, just for bowling or whatever. So she was able to come bowling with us, so that was a good thing. But other than that, that is my story time for my crazy night. And this literally happened within the span of 5 to 6 hours. Like, you could never imagine that that much chaos went on between 5 to 6 hours. So it did. And yeah, my parents never found out that I snuck away to that city that day. Unless they watch this video, then they'll probably know. So hi, Mom and Dad, sorry. And yeah, so I guess that's it for this story time. So I hope you chickies enjoyed this story time. And we are going to move on to the end card now though, because you know we're gonna wrap up this video and everything. So I hope you chickies enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and stay subscribed to my channel. I upload on Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. East. And also, if you're not following me on my social media, which is at BeautyChickee on Twitter and Instagram, then make sure to go and do that. If you want to check out my latest video, it will be linked right below me. And right next to that is my merchandise, you know, BeautyChickee's hats, hoodies, and all of that fun stuff. If you want to buy anything with my name on it, with my face on it, with anything like that, then make sure to go and click the annotation on the screen, or you know, you could click anywhere on the screen. Everything is clickable, and also in the down bar below. So with that being said though, chickies, I'm going to go, and like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. And yeah, so with that being said, ciao ciao chickies. Mwah.